I'm Sarah, and Catherine is at the back. We are going to have a little question and get a gift. You get to get something. So, Spring is Sprung. Thank you for having us. Good evening. It's almost my bedtime. They said I only have 15 minutes, so I'm going to go really quick because I have lots to say. Okay? How do I make the thing go? Oh, you're going to do it. Okay. That's great. Okay. Just to be fair, John, Lee, and Catherine are not allowed to participate in the questions, okay? So soup started in the garden, because I'm a gardener and that's what I do best. So from the street trees in Berwick that were edible in 2009 to the Kentville planters in 2015, we had too much harvest, so we started doing soup. Chef friends would come in, we'd work together, we'd cook something in a dignified kind of way, and we'd eat and package up the rest and send it out. So this happens, and we had looked at just community gardens because that was my forte, but then there's lots of waste. So then when we ran out of food, we decided to look at the waste in Nova Scotia. So just like me, soup keeps getting better, and so it started with sharing our urban produce to sharing our ugly produce. And then Linda Best with FarmWorks made me say, it's unappreciated, not ugly. So now it is sharing our unappreciated soup. And so we have lots of partners, and in 2017, last year, we had 4 kitchens operating most weeks in 4 communities, and we have about 150 meals. So we know that diverting food waste can help support some of what work we need in the communities to become more healthy, not only with community garden spaces, but also with our food. And so my obsession has now become, because Nova Scotians are facing 20% food insecurities, which means more than 20% of our communities do not have access to food daily. And that's a problem. It's also a problem, I guess, our partners with the Culture and Heritage and Vibrant Community Grant also thought that this was pretty cool. And so 2 weeks ago, I became a soup lady officially with Canadian Mental Health Association. So we are looking at a new soup schedule. Okay, ready? It's not written up there because it's so new, okay? Monday, at the Evangeline Club in Berwick. You can go, don't go any further. It's going to be taking me a little bit. So at the Evangeline Club, our community garden group goes in every Monday. It's our favorite day of the week. We cook together with participants from Independent, gives us their waste along with our storage waste. It's soon going to be on Monday, Wolfville at the Legion. So that starts in May. Tuesday, it's going to be at the Middleton Legion. On Wednesday, it's consistently been at the Kingston United Church with the community outreach there. On Thursdays, it will be at the Berwick Legion. On Fridays, we'll be in Kentville at the Kentville Legion. So, with our Community Health Board and our Rotaries and our support, we'll be looking at 7 communities, 700 meals a week, and freezers in each community for food throughout the week when we're not there. Okay, so my obsession in 2009, we installed the Berwick Edible Schoolyard Garden Project. So it evolved, and 2 years ago we added in these containers. So the containers were to help with ease of maintenance, and perennials help with kids' attention, because annual gardening is kind of hard sometimes. So the smaller areas create kids in each classroom get to decide on one plant and learn about it. And the older classes get to take the perennial stuff and learn about it. So it's been working really, really well. And so we're pretty happy about the garden there. But in Berwick, we also have lots more. So this was Mill Street Garden. And has anybody been here? You get to win something if you've been here. Quickest hand up. Who's been to the Mill Street? Oh, the blue shirt. Catherine, the blue shirt gentleman gets it. And I'll explain what you're getting after. I can't tell you right now. So the Mill Street Garden, was established. It had, in partnership with the town, the gardens, the school. We also partner with the Canadian Mental Health Association job development team. So we are doing meaningful employment by learning how to use tools and stuff. And now they're part of the garden, and everybody feels like it's their community when they work at it, even a little part of it. So still at the train station garden, last year we did a garden without a garden, which is a straw bale. Who's gardening in a straw bale? Who's going to garden in a straw bale this year, other than you? So in 2017, we had, go ahead, some help. Yay! So some of you are going to see yourselves in lovely pictures, and we want to thank you in advance. And the opportunity to talk in front of you all tonight is lovely, but the opportunity for you to come to the garden and visit is also awesome and lovely, and it creates that community connection. And every day with mental health, we talk about showing up for our own life. We have to show up and be healthy. It also means we have to show up and be healthy in our communities if we want them to change and if we want to see them in a different light. So thank you all for coming and helping, because without that, we're not really a community. So we can offer an invitation to come again. Yeah? When, Catherine? Anytime? Anytime.
June 26th?
Oh, see? June 26th will be one of the planting days. Is that right? No. What's June 26th?
The garden tours that are going on.
So the town of Berwick and their business development team has decided last year, and we did a garden tour. And so it takes about 2 hours to walk to all the gardens, and then in the garden tour we invite all the personal homeowners that have beautiful gardens for the garden tour. So June 26th. Okay. And you can find us on Facebook. So the Evangeline Club, does anyone know where this is and what it's in the community for? Okay. It's yes, just by the Berwick Hospital. So it was a building that wasn't being used, as we see often in our communities, and it's been utilized now and loved by the Evangeline Club and the Berwick Garden and Soup and the community. So we all hang out there. The gardens in the back were developed by a lovely man last year who we can't have this year, so we will be planting in his memory. And so the beds out front were also designed and installed by Canadian Mental Health Association. And this is the next project for Berwick. Berwick has a fully greenhouse in the box. But it's in the box. And it's in the shed. And anyone that wants to come help can help too. Okay? And that was also in partnership with the Rotary. The Rotary has identified many of our food insecurities and linking what we can do as a joint community, because we are the Annapolis Valley. We also often talk about Kings County. We are the Annapolis Valley, which, you guys work all over. So, rural, regardless, we're all important. So in Spicer Park last year, we had does anybody want to win something? If they can say, you can go to the next slide, what kind of garden this is? No, John. What? Raised bed. A raised bed. Go a little bit further. It's a keyhole. It's a keyhole garden. And a keyhole is an African way of designing a garden in order to increase more plantable space in that box. It also increases the amount of water retention and less erosion. So, who won that? I'm not taking any one of those plants back home. So, we gotta give some more. Okay. So we all show up. You showed up. We showed up this year in 2018 to put more garden beds in. And so you can all go visit there and see the great work and the garden build. And we're going to build them and create soil in them. Go ahead, next one. By this. Anybody want to win? So easy, we'll call it hug gardening. What does hug gardening mean? What does hugelculture mean? And it is part of a permaculture design system, a permanent agriculture system. We don't bring in soil, we make soil, right? So a hugelculture garden is?
Raised in compost.
Right. So we build it, so one to the yellow lady, one to the floral lady in the second row. So hugelculture, what we start with is the big stuff, the big twigs, the stuff you pick up. Pick it up, put it in the box. Oh, right there, she's yelling. She doesn't even know what she's getting, she's so excited. So hug gardening, then you collect the leaf litter, grass clippings, whatever you want. Add it in with a little compost or shit. It's poop. Shit makes us laugh for some reason. Manure. We just like it. Crap. I like crap. So we add the crap, and then you add the plants. And regardless of what is happening in there, something's going to grow. I promise. So the year after, more things will grow. And the year after, you're going to add more compost, and you're going to have the best soil happening. Right? Go ahead. I won't say that anymore. So this is also in our lovely Berwick, and it is at Lone Pine Farm. Does anybody know what Lone Pine Farm did before they housed my food? Oh, look down there at the back. I'm sorry. She was first. So yes, the old hatchery has lots of space. And we've now crept in, and we have some space. That space allows us to take food. More truckloads of food than I've ever seen. Next one shows us, this was a call from a new friend, Lindsay, with Found. Anybody can tell me what Found is, and not just that, a real explanation. I'm going to win again. Okay, they're out of Halifax, and they're an environmentally friendly company that actually gleans, which is collecting food off of fields, which we do often, gleaning food that would be turned back in. So they glean, and they take it, and they give it to the food bank. Well, so we all have a friendship, and they called and said, I have 20,000 pounds of corn. Do you want it? What did you say, no? I don't know that word. So I said yes. And do you want to know next one? Yeah, that's not even half of the corn. So we got more community partners like John's Tire to help us distribute this. And within 3 days, because of our lovely friends at Giant Tiger who gave us storage because my storage wasn't working, and how can you fit 9 pallets of corn in a little storage unit? So he took it all, and we eventually got rid of it from Middleton to Wolfville. And eventually within 3 days, so that's not really eventually. We just made our last corn chowder from the stuff in the freezer. So we're happy about that. We can't wait for more corn next year. So this year we were able to do 40,000 pounds of food. Next year, I don't know, who's got a truck? I'll give you a plant. So horticulture therapy is where I have my heart, because it's how I became a healthy person. From mental health, it takes a lot. You got to stand up, you got to dig, you got to try really hard, and then you got to live in that recovery. And horticultural therapy is how I live in my recovery. And so with that, I get to share that now. I get to be the crazy soup lady, and now the garden lady, until December 31st. But we'll work on that, right? So the next one, this is where I spend my lunch breaks, by the way. Who knows where this is? It's in Kentville, where it's like here. He wins! So that's where I go for my lunch breaks if you ever want to find me. So the next one is our Kentville family at the Salvation Army. We have many partners. I said that before. We have many, many. And so these are CMHA participants along with Justice, along with volunteers from the general community, along with myself. We all, next one, come and hang out. We cook together. in a dignified way. We eat together. We're respectful. We do up the rest and send it home to people that need it. Kingston has had over 50 people coming every week. That says something, because I can't yell loud enough to reach all kinds of people, so I know that there's lots more. Next one, this is their garden, and we have lots of fun, regardless of that picture. Okay? He smiles all the time, except when a picture comes on. So, I gotta tell you, these chickens have had a nice life. They actually were saved from homelessness. They were the community garden in Kingston. They were loved by them. And now, because they became homeless, they've been loved by Catherine with the Berwick Community Garden. So they're not dead. They're still happy, clucking away, making eggs. And we thank Catherine for looking after the chickens. So Catherine's obsession is chickens right now, but mine is this greenhouse. This greenhouse is in Middleton. It's 1,250 square feet of glassed in greenhouse, and we get to hang out and get community involved. And there's been a lady in Living in Recovery this year that has done a fantastic job. All the plants that you're getting today are coming from there. We planted in March, and we're establishing as much beautification as we can in there until we can make it an actual aquaponic growing operation. So for now, we're really thankful for that. And so what you're getting are pea shoots and scarlet runner beans. Okay. Exciting, hey? Look, you're even happier now. And save your seeds, right? Okay. Okay, next one. Ha, what's this? And John, you can participate. Really? This is an ugly piece of vegetable that I get in massive quantities every year. Nope, they grow here. Celeriac. You all failed again. I'm giving you my plants, okay? Okay. So you didn't get that one. Okay, but what was an old name for a tomato?
Love apple.
Love. Oh, okay. Yeah. Carol, please. She's got it. So just a few more, and then I'll get off the stage. I'll get away from this. What part of the plant is used for essential oils? What part of the plant do we use for essential oils?
Stems, leaves, and
Seeds.
Everything. Everything. There you go. She gets again. What is diatomaceous earth?
Silica.
What?
Silica.
Silica?
it's ground sheet.
She's got it in the back. You've been really persistent. That's great. What are alpine plants used for? I'm pretty loud. I don't even need that. What? Alpine plants are used for what kind of gardening? Who said it? There you go. When do we plant a flowering bulb? Oh! She wins! Okay, and what is a good natural weed killer? Not a fertilizer, weed killer. Vinegar with
Baby soda?
with dish soap. Who won it? I didn't. Oh! Our lovely planter from last year. You get two. Okay, next one. That's it. So, that's all. Unless someone else has a question for me. And please feel free to come visit any soup at any time. We're happy to be partnering with the Legion. We feel like the elder community and the intergenerational knowledge exchange that can happen is maybe even greater than we've seen before. We also know that we have a need with our veterans. So We're super, super excited, and thank you for your support, and I invite you anytime to build a greenhouse.